G'day gang. Listen, this is just a little video. I've got to clarify some stuff on that last video I did. It's been a warm day today and it's a lovely afternoon. If I don't make notes, my thought goes this way and that way, and that's probably why you didn't understand what's going on here. So, I asked for your opinion whether you thought it was fixed or not fixed. So maybe you didn't understand what it was that had to be fixed. And I'll insert a little bit of the original why I said it needed. I actually said it needed a new engine because they drove it around for, well, I don't know. It had no oil. Okay. Turn her off that day. A month, maybe longer, who knows? A couple of months. With no oil in it, and it had a bad rod knock, as well as because it had no oil pressure, so the lifters were rattling away and the chain was rattling away because there was no tension in the tensioners. And so I think I explained to you in that video that I put I did an oil change on another car, and I just took that scrap oil and I poured it into the VE Commodore, and in an attempt to maybe just not have it toss a rod out, and we could move it around from one place to another, otherwise it's going to block old mate's driveway. But it needed a crank. So it needed a crank and a rod. The rods are not serviceable, so you need to, it's going to have heads off. So if you've got the heads off, you may as well service the heads. If you've got the heads off and all the timing chain and shit, you may as well put a new timing chain in it, new crankshaft, blah 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 blah. By the time you get through with it, it's quite an expensive piece of a bill there. Probably maybe 8-9 grand. I don't know what a crank's worth. So after that, a buddy and I have you've met Paulie on a couple of other videos. We've got a friend who has a wrecking yard up the mountains, and he said he could put another engine in it. It's just a second-hand used engine, good one. We just tow it up there, $3,500, put it in the car, drive it away, done. Got a bit of warranty of some sort, I don't know. They usually give you like 6 months or something because it's a fair bit of money just to throw it at an engine. But if it's going to give you any symptoms or indications it's going to be an issue, it's going to do it fairly quickly. Any rate, she hasn't got the money. She didn't have the money for the $3,500. She certainly wasn't going to have the money for me to do, a complete rebuild, do the proper repair as it should have been done to that engine. A second-hand engine or a used engine, with a good engine would have been fine, but to the engine that was in it, its days were over. Well, in the crank and at least one rod. And I reckon if I pulled the sump off it now, hang on. See, this is why I need my note. So at any rate, she's a big Facebook person, and she's found this guy who has a workshop not too far from where I work, and he said he could put another engine in it, a used engine, for $3,000, and she thought that's better than $3,500, and it's only just a few kilometres from home. So she went with this character, and I thought, well, if you can do it for $3 grand, that's probably pretty fair. I can't tell you what sort of condition the engine would have been, but it would have to be alright. Now this is an SIDI engine, which is a direct injected engine, and they're not like they're real plentiful. You know what I mean? So it would be nice if he'd have just gone and whacked it in there. But anyway, when they towed it there, either he didn't have the correct engine or his diagnostic skills were maybe not up to scratch. Pardon me. And the reason I say that is because he decided that he was going to repair the engine that was in the car. So for him to repair the engine that was in the car, he's going to have to take everything out of it. You can't, like I said, you can't service the rod. When you have a rod knock, when you've got no oil pressure and the con rod gets that bad where it's banging on the crankshaft, as you heard before, I'll just throw you another clip of it. Okay, so I'll put the whole 5 litres we pulled out of the Mitsubishi into her, and we're like not quite. So she was low. It's still, according to the sticker on the lube sticker, says it's due in another 1,000 kilometres. So it's really just gotten really oil. Give her a shot, Paulie. See what she does. Which is game over. Oh, I wouldn't do that. And no check lights, eh? When they're banging like that, the crank just is no longer the size that it's supposed to be, and it's in fairly ordinary shape. Now, if this guy had got emery and whatever, and did a clean up and whatever, I don't know what size bearing or bearings he put in there. You just can't slip a set of bearings in on a buggered crank and a knackered rod. It's straight up and down, and that's why it still has the rod knock. And that's that little bit where, is that right at the end of that last video where I said, what do you reckon? Where I gave it a rev, I took the camera out and I showed it down, gave it a rev. Oil pressure okay. Engine oil pressure. It says it's okay, but it's reading 0. What's your opinion? And that's only about half an hour of the engine running. And can you imagine what it would be like if he took it down the freeway just normally, 1500, 2000 RPM after about an hour? How do you reckon it's going to be sounded? And then what about a week and a month? That's a lot of money. I mean, I'm not saying that the guy, if it needed brakes, it needed brakes. He did the brakes, okay, he did it. And if it it ran out of oil. You ain't going to fix it once it's run out of oil. That's all I got to say. Anyway, have yourselves a good one. I'll check you later. What's your opinion on that then?